Okay, sorry about the lighting, but my sister is sleeping. So, on one of the pagan, I think it was San Diego Pagan Pride Facebook pages or something, or Facebook groups, they're writing, "Hey, we need volunteers to do workshops." And I was like, "Okay, what kind of workshops do you guys usually do?" Because I actually went to the first one here, and I went almost every single year. I think I only missed like 1 or 2 years because it just wasn't getting anything out of it. I guess I don't know. I think the last time I really went was when I vended with my friend Christine, and I never attended workshops because most of the time it never really interested me. Like I'm like, okay, know about that, or that's not part of my thing. That like there'll be something that I'm just like not into, or something that I've done a lot of work and whatnot, and I don't want to sit there for an hour and listen to somebody tell me the same thing. Because like usually when it was like that, because I know you can learn new things from somebody on the same subject. Usually it was like somebody I would know or something that I knew they weren't gonna give me any new information, and so, God, I look like deathly with this light. Okay, anyway, um, so they're saying, I was saying, okay, what kind of workshops are you doing? And then one of the people said, her name's Karen, something like, oh, we usually have this, 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 and this. And then her wife Hope was like, you should do one on Norse related stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I was kind of thinking that if I was gonna do a workshop, I would do it on hoodoo, and just like because a lot of those people here are learning, are getting into hoodoo. It's just becoming a fad, and they're learning from people who blend it with a bunch of different things, so they don't know the distinction between this is somebody's magical path and this is hoodoo. They're like learning it together and getting a really big new age influence on hoodoo, and so they don't really get hoodoo. Does that make sense? Like I don't feel like I'm like a historian on hoodoo. I don't feel like I know everything on hoodoo. I'm not even close. There's so much I could learn still. I just feel like I respect more the origins of it, and I try to research where it really came from. I don't say like, hey, here's a free spell online. Oh, it's hoodoo, whatever that means, and then mix it with stuff. No. And I don't take recipes and stuff and then like manipulate them like to the fullest extent and then still have them be called the same thing and call it hoodoo. You know, oh, I put like one of the original ingredients in. No, I don't think so. But I know that the different recipes for things can vary depending on region and whatnot. But they're looking at like, hey, I'm gonna take Scott Cunningham's book and mix some things together and call it fast luck oil or something, or whatever. I had one person in the community that was making fast luck oil. He said they changed a couple things, and I'm like, oh God, no, it's not. It's not the hoodoo that I know. You know what I mean? Like it's. I guess it's kind of good that it's being recognized in some ways, but I feel like it's kind of giving it a bad name because it's giving it like a new age blend. And nothing against this guy because he's really cool. He's like a lot of fun and everything too, but he's anyway. um, and he knows a lot, like you know, for different magical paths and whatnot. Like he seems very like I think he does readings and whatnot for a living or works in some store. I don't exactly know because we're not close or anything. But that he was calling it hoodoo, and I was like, no, there's just like a recipe, a set recipe for that one that like kind of that I see. Okay, that's been used by different people and whatnot, and to like take different. That was my finger against the table. If you could hear that, to take different herbs that in hoodoos they allow some of the times they have a completely different meaning for these different herbs and whatnot, just to take them from your understanding of probably something, some wicked influence and use them. It just gives me like bad like like I mean it worked though because I guess some people tried it and said that it worked, so at least it's a good outcome. I just the connection calling something hoodoo and it not actually being real hoodoo in a sense is kind of annoying to me, but that's my own personal issue. So I'm not a little miss you know perfect or something, but so I wanted to do a class on that and be like, I'm teaching 2 classes soon about hoodoo powders and how to use them, and also another one on hoodoo floor washes. Oh, if I can. But yeah, I don't really know what to say there. So a Norse related class, I mean, I've done a lot of videos, but they tend to be like 10 minutes long, and I know there's gonna be some know-it-all in the class that's gonna be like, well, actually, in the poetic eddas it said blah blah blah, and be able to quote it, and I'm like, I'm not super. I mean, I don't feel like I'm an expert on anything, so I don't want somebody to be like, I'm Miss Noda, I'm gonna take your class just to destroy you. Oh, God. Why do people do that? I've been in classes like that where we get behind and can't do our work and whatnot because the person is insisting on correcting the professor at every turn and giving their input and giving like long-winded histories on topics that aren't even fully related to what we're learning. I mean, we had to get stuff class in class. We have like an hour and a half, an hour to an hour and a half usually for classes now, and it's like we don't have time to sit here and talk about Theodore Roosevelt's big toe and how it influenced whatever, some bill or something. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Um, so I guess if I do a class, it'll be a disclaimer. I'm not an expert. Don't drill me for things. I'm trying to do you a service by giving you some information that I know. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't want to be mean though, so we'll see. I can't stand that, you know? And then I don't want to be like stressed out too and be like, okay, I gotta fully research this, make sure I know every quotation for everything and every single god connected to this and every single blah. I mean, this religion for me or spiritual path is supposed to be like, I'm not like sitting here like constantly, I must know everything about the gods. I'm not really like that. I kind of want to form like a personal relationship kind of thing, like read a little bit about them, get to know them, kind of say, okay, do I have a feeling for this, you know? And then if I do research more, you know, I don't sit there and make sure that I know every single line of every single book that says anything about these gods, or like even different things connected to the gods too. I know there's more. Like we could talk about the whites and different mythical creatures connected to them. We could talk about the giants. We can talk about anything. So, but I don't really know what to talk about. So if you were going to go to a pagan pride event, like San Diego Pagan Pride, what kind of workshop would you want to attend? What would you want to learn about? We're not going to be making anything because I don't know how many people are going to be there. I don't think I can collect money or anything for supplies. You know, it's too much of a hassle. But and also some things that I think are easy to make, people don't get. So then I end up standing next to them and helping them the whole time. That's not fair to other people. Which is fine with me if I'm in like a class setting, but not really outside during a public event where people are coming and going from sitting with you and listening. So I gotta think of something to talk about. You can help me. I mean, I could go through. I'm thinking that not talking about gods, because it's the first thing people think of. They go to, and then they're like, oh, I like a Greek pantheon, and then they don't like think about anything else connected to the Greek pantheon. They like only focus on the gods and don't say anything else. And I refuse to work with any of like local spirits or anything. I'm like, okay, you know, there's a lot more to it than just these gods, you know. So maybe I'm thinking about doing it on different types of whites, and that's WIGHTS, not like whites like my skin's white or something. Oh, sorry. So but I like to hear what you had up to say. I feel like I just like insulted some people with this video, but that was not my intent, so don't take it that way. And thank you for watching.